The taste of betrayal is bitter, like metal on my tongue. I'm standing in the back of a packed press conference, watching Lucas Greer, my CEO, unveil my invention to the world. My heart pounds as he holds up the tiny microchip that I created with my own 2 hands. This revolutionary technology, he boasts into the microphone, will change healthcare forever. The crowd erupts in applause. Cameras flash. I feel sick. Just yesterday, I had shown him my prototype in a private meeting, explaining how it could detect diseases through skin contact. I'd trusted him with my greatest creation. Now I watch him take all the credit, never once mentioning my name. My hands shake as I pull out my phone and check our company website. There it is, already updated, health scan chip, invented by Lucas Greer. I feel like I've been punched in the stomach. As the crowd cheers, Lucas catches my eye from the stage. He doesn't look guilty or ashamed. Instead, he smirks. That small, cruel smile tells me everything. This was always his plan. He never intended to give me credit, and he thinks there's nothing I can do about it. I turn and walk out, my mind racing. He has no idea what's coming. Claire, please sit down. Lucas gestures to the chair across from his massive desk. His office is all glass and chrome, with a view of San Francisco that probably costs more than my yearly salary. I remain standing. You stole my work, I say, my voice surprisingly steady despite the rage pulsing through me. He sighs like I'm a child who doesn't understand. Your work? Claire, you developed that chip while employed here. It belongs to the company. He slides a thick document across the desk. This is a generous severance package. 6 months' salary, health benefits, and a glowing recommendation. I scan the first page. In bold letters, confidential, non-disclosure agreement. You want me to disappear quietly. I prefer to think of it as a mutually beneficial separation. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. You get a fresh start elsewhere. We avoid any misunderstandings. Misunderstandings? My voice rises. You claimed my invention as your own. Claire, he says, his tone hardening, be smart about this. Sign the papers. I pick up the document, weighing my options. Then I drop it back on his desk, unsigned. You'll regret this, I say, turning to leave. He laughs. What exactly do you think you can do? My apartment feels smaller tonight, the walls closing in as I pace from room to room. I've been locked out of all company systems. My emails are gone. My prototype's confiscated. On paper, it's like I never even worked on the project. But Lucas missed something. I pull out the chair from my desk and reach underneath, where a small external hard drive is taped securely. I carefully remove it and plug it into my laptop. Everything is here. Design files, test results, video logs of my work sessions. Proof that the health scan chip is mine. I click on one video dated 3 months ago. There I am, working late, explaining each component to my webcam as I build the first prototype. My voice sounds tired but excited. This neural network design will allow the chip to process skin cell data and detect abnormalities without invasive procedures, on-screen Claire explains. I close my eyes, suddenly exhausted. Lucas has the company, the lawyers, the money. What chance do I have? My laptop pings with a new email, from an address I don't recognize. Subject, they're watching you. Message, delete everything, now. I wake to the sound of splintering wood. My apartment door crashes open. Heart racing, I grab my phone and hide in the closet, peering through the slats. 2 men in black sweatshirts move through my apartment with frightening efficiency. They're not stealing my TV or jewelry. They go straight for my tech, laptop, tablet, even my old hard drives. Find the backup, one man mutters. Greer says she has everything backed up somewhere. I press my hand over my mouth to stay quiet. The external drive with my proof is in my purse, pressed against my side. They ransack my desk, flip my mattress, but eventually leave without finding it. When I finally emerge, my apartment is in shambles. I call the police with shaking hands. The officer who arrives barely looks around. Probably just random thieves, he says, handing me a case number. When I call the precinct later to follow up, they have no record of any Officer Jenkins or my case number. I get it now. Lucas has connections. Even the police won't help me. I hide the drive in a new location and create an encrypted cloud folder. I upload one critical file and name it Phoenix 49 Proof. The game has changed. Sleep evades me as I huddle in a cheap motel room paid for with cash. My fingers fly across a new laptop I purchased from a pawn shop. Nobody can trace this back to me. Lucas thinks he's won, that he's erased all evidence of my work. But he doesn't know about the fail-safe I built into every health scan chip, my insurance policy. The code appears on my screen, a complex string of commands I embedded deep in the chip's operating system. It's a digital time bomb. Unless someone enters my personal authentication key every 30 days, the entire system will shut down. Not just one chip, all of them. I check the countdown, 16 days until the first authentication window closes. Lucas has already begun mass production. Soon these chips will be in hospitals and clinics worldwide, and on day 31, they'll all stop working simultaneously. I could stop this. I could reach out to Lucas now, explain the fail-safe, negotiate for credit and compensation. Instead, I close my laptop and whisper, "Tick-tock, Lucas." Sometimes the only way to be heard is to make a very loud noise. I watch the launch event on my laptop, huddled in the back corner of a coffee shop. HealthScan is everywhere, on morning shows, in medical journals, trending on social media. Lucas basks in the spotlight, accepting praise and fielding questions with practiced humility. "We're revolutionizing preventative healthcare," he tells a reporter. "Imagine detecting cancer before symptoms appear." The stock price soars. Investors fall over themselves to get a piece of the action. Doctors rave about early results. Lucas is hailed as a visionary genius. For 30 days, the success story builds. I almost wonder if I made a mistake with my failsafe. Maybe the world needs this technology, regardless of who gets credit. Then, day 31 arrives. I'm watching a live medical demonstration when it happens. The doctor frowns, taps the device. It seems we're having technical difficulties. Similar reports flood in from across the globe. Health scan chips aren't just glitching, they're completely dead. Lucas appears on emergency broadcasts, promising a quick fix. But I know better. His engineers will search the code for days without finding the problem. I create an anonymous account and post one message online. "Authenticity is everything. P49. This is just the beginning." Phoenix 49 is born. I set up anonymous accounts across multiple platforms, routing through VPNs. My first move is calculated perfectly. 10 minutes before a major investor meeting, I release internal emails showing my early work on the HealthScan chip. The emails clearly show Lucas responding to my designs, my breakthrough. In one damning message, he even writes, "Claire, this is brilliant work. Let's discuss how to present this to the board." I include timestamps, server metadata, everything to prove authenticity. The leak spreads like wildfire. "Who is Phoenix 49" starts trending. At Grierson Tech, chaos erupts. The investor meeting is derailed as Lucas is bombarded with questions. Stock prices plummet 15% in an hour. That evening, my burner phone rings. I answer cautiously. "We know it's you, Claire." The voice is cold, professional. "Mr. Greer is prepared to be generous if this stops now. Otherwise, we'll be forced to take action." "What kind of action?" I ask. "The kind where you disappear permanently. Choose wisely." The call ends. My hands tremble, but I stand firm. They're scared. Good. I post again. "Truth fears no threats. More tomorrow. P49. "You shouldn't be here," Noah says, glancing nervously around the diner. We sit in a back booth away from windows. Noah was the only engineer who stood up for me before he was fired. Now he looks constantly over his shoulder. "I need information," I say. "What's happening inside Grierson?" Noah leans forward. "It's a nightmare. The engineers can't fix the chips because they can't find the problem. Lucas is losing it, screaming at everyone." He pushes his food away. "But here's what's really messed up. Lucas had a plan ready for erasing you. Security wiped your computer the minute you left his office. HR had already prepared documents claiming you were just a minor team member." My stomach turns. How could they do this so quickly? Noah's eyes meet mine. "Because you're not the first, Claire. There was a woman before you, Eliza Chang. She developed the neural processing algorithm that Grierson became famous for 3 years ago." "What happened to her?" "She confronted Lucas. Next day, she was gone. Official story was she had a mental breakdown. She works at a gas station now. Nobody believes her." I feel cold all over. Lucas has done this before. Noah nods. "And he'll do it again, unless someone stops him." My phone buzzes with a text from Ava, a coworker I once considered a friend. My heart drops when I open it. "Claire, I'm so sorry. Lucas promised me the project lead if I helped him access your files. I never thought he'd steal everything. Please forgive me." Betrayal cuts deeper the second time. Ava was the only person besides Noah I'd trusted with details about my work. While I slaved away in the lab, she was making deals behind my back. I remember the late nights we worked together, the lunches where I confided my dreams, all while she plotted with Lucas. My hands shake as I type. Did he promise before or after you gave him access to my private server? Her response comes quickly. Please, Claire. I'll lose everything if this comes out. Something shifts inside me. The old Claire would have forgiven her, understanding the pressure Lucas can put on people. But I'm not that person anymore. I type my response. You should have thought of that before betraying me. Enjoy your promotion while it lasts. I add her name to my growing file labeled collaborators. When I'm done exposing Lucas, everyone who helped him will face consequences too. No more Ms. Nice Guy. The parking garage is dimly lit and smells of exhaust. I check my watch again. She's late. Are you Phoenix 49? I spin around. A woman with a sleek bob and expensive suit emerges from behind a concrete pillar. I recognize her immediately. Tracy Wu, Lucas's executive assistant for the past 5 years. Why would you think that? I ask cautiously. Tracy steps closer. Because I know Lucas stole your chip. I've seen it happen before. Why should I trust you? Because I'm done being complicit. Her voice cracks. Lucas has been stealing credit for years. Women, minorities, junior staff, anyone he can intimidate or discard. Your chip just happened to go viral. She extends a flash drive. This contains his private emails, calendar, voice memos where he admits to theft. I've collected evidence for years, too afraid to use it. I take it slowly. Why now? Because you're fighting back. But be careful, he's hired people to find Phoenix 49. She turns to leave, then pauses. If I leak this myself, my career is over, but you're already outside the system. Thank you, I say. Tracy's eyes are sad. Don't thank me. I should have done this years ago. The lawsuit hits me like a truck. Grierson Tech sues unknown cyber terrorist. Though they don't name me directly, the filing describes a disgruntled former employee engaged in corporate sabotage and intellectual property theft. It seeks damages of $50 million. I'm sitting in a tiny law office I can barely afford, sliding the paper across the desk to Sandra Kim, a lawyer recommended by a friend of a friend. They're trying to scare me into stopping, I explain. I don't have money to fight this. Sandra reads silently, then looks up with a spark in her eye. But you have evidence the chip is yours, correct? I nod. And you've been documenting everything since your termination? I pull out my external drive. Everything. A slow smile spreads across her face. Then we don't just defend, we counterattack. She pulls out a legal pad. We file a countersuit for patent infringement, theft of intellectual property, defamation, and wrongful termination. Can we win? I ask. With your evidence? We might bankrupt them. She begins writing furiously. Lucas Greer picked the wrong woman to bully. For the first time in weeks, I feel a flicker of hope. Maybe the system can work for me after all. Then Sandra looks up, eyes bright with battle light. Let's make him regret the day he met you. The courtroom falls silent as my lawyer calls for Exhibit A to be shown. The large screen at the front of the room flickers to life. There I am in my home office working on the health scan prototype. The timestamp in the corner reads April 15th, 9:47 p.m., exactly 24 hours before Lucas's big announcement claiming he invented it. In the video, I'm explaining every component as I work, occasionally holding parts up to the camera. My voice is clear. This neural pathway design is unlike anything currently on the market. The microsensors can detect cellular changes through skin contact alone. I sneak a glance at Lucas. His face has drained of color. His lawyers are frantically whispering to each other. The judge leans forward, eyes narrowed. Mr. Greer, in your filing you claim to have developed this technology over 6 months of personal work. Yet Miss Monroe appears to have a fully functioning prototype before your announcement. Lucas's lawyer stands quickly. Your Honor, we have no way to verify when this video was actually recorded. This could easily be fabricated. My lawyer smiles. That's why we also have the original email Miss Monroe sent to Mr. Greer with her designs attached. Server timestamps authenticate both the sending and opening times. The judge's eyebrows rise. The courtroom begins to buzz. Lucas is desperate. I can see it in the frantic press releases, the midnight emails to staff, the increasingly unhinged interviews. When he can't fix the technology, he focuses on finding Phoenix 49 instead. I learned through Noah that Lucas has hired a team of black hat hackers to trace my digital footprint. They're good, but I'm better. In my motel room, surrounded by laptops and specialized equipment, I set up an elaborate misdirection. Every time they think they've traced my location, I route them through servers in different countries. When they think they've found Phoenix 49 posting from Seattle, I'm actually in a cafe in Oakland. When they raid an apartment in Denver, I'm working from a library in Sacramento. It's a digital shell game, and I'm always 3 steps ahead. My latest trick is my favorite. I've created a false electronic trail leading to Iceland. The hackers take the bait, and Lucas triumphantly announces to his board that they've located the cyber terrorist. I watch the news report of Grierson's security consultants boarding a plane to Reykjavik while sipping tea in my new temporary apartment. By the time they realize they've been duped, I'll have released the next batch of damning evidence. This cat-and-mouse game is exhausting but necessary. I can't win if I'm caught, and I absolutely intend to win. "You don't know me, but I know you," says the voice on the phone. I almost hang up, but something in her confident tone makes me listen. "My name is Isla Vega. I was on Grierson's board of directors until Lucas pushed me out for questioning his ethics." I remain silent, suspicious of another trap. "I've been watching this Phoenix 49 situation," she continues. "The technical breakdowns in those leaks, only the chip's inventor could know those details." "It's you, isn't it, Claire?" "How did you get this number?" I finally ask. She laughs softly. "I have resources. More importantly, I have capital. Lots of it. To help you take Lucas down and build something better." Her voice becomes serious. "I recognized your genius the moment those specs leaked. Lucas didn't invent that chip. It doesn't have his fingerprints. It's too elegant, too compassionate in its design." My throat tightens. No one has ever described my work that way before. "Meet me tomorrow, 2 p.m., Golden Gate Park by the conservatory. I'll be wearing a red scarf. Come alone." She pauses. "I can fund your own company, Claire. We can build the future Lucas tried to steal." I should say no. It could be a trap. Instead, I hear myself say, "I'll be there." The fake investor call is my most audacious move yet. Using advanced AI voice synthesis and deepfake video technology, I create a convincing recording of Lucas seemingly confessing everything to a potential investor. "Of course, I didn't actually invent the chip," fake Lucas says casually. "I took it from a female engineer who was naive enough to show me her prototype." By the time she realized what happened, I'd already erased her contributions. The fake investor sounds shocked. "Isn't that risky? Who's going to believe her over me?" Fake Lucas laughs. "I'm the CEO. She's nobody." I make the video just convincing enough while including subtle tells that experts would eventually identify as fake. It doesn't matter. The damage will be done before anyone can prove it's not real. I leak it from an untraceable account the night before a major shareholder meeting. Within hours, Grierson lied is trending worldwide. The company's PR team scrambles to claim the video is fabricated, but doubt has been planted. Lucas demands an emergency press conference to address the malicious fake video. What he doesn't know is that I've hacked into that system too. When he thinks he's speaking live to reporters tomorrow, he'll actually be talking to an empty room while I control what viewers see. The trap is set. The resignation email was the tipping point. Tracy finally took her stand, sending a company-wide message that landed like a bomb. After 5 years as executive assistant to Lucas Greer, I can no longer support a leader who builds his success by stealing others' work. I've typed his lies for years. Today, I typed the truth. The email included a Dropbox link to dozens of voice recordings, calendar entries, and documents proving Lucas had systematically taken credit for employees' work, including mine. By mid-morning, 3 senior engineers had resigned. By afternoon, the exodus had become a flood. People are posting their resignation letters online with the hashtag #StandWithClaire. Inside Grierson's headquarters, panic reigns. Lucas has barricaded himself in his office, emerging only to fire anyone he suspects of disloyalty. The HR department can't process resignation forms fast enough. A tech journalist calls it the fastest corporate implosion in Silicon Valley history. Grierson's stock has fallen 40% in a single day. I watch it all unfold from Isla's sleek downtown office, where we're already planning my new company. Part of me feels sorry for the innocent employees caught in the crossfire. But another part knows this is necessary. Some structures need to collapse completely before something better can be built. I post one final Phoenix 49 message. The truth fears no investigation, P49. The lights of the television studio are blinding. The makeup artist gives my face one final touch-up before the red light on the camera blinks on. I take a deep breath. This is it. Today we have an exclusive interview with Claire Monroe, the engineer claiming to be the real inventor of the revolutionary health scan chip. The host begins. Claire, you've been operating anonymously as Phoenix 49. Why come forward now? I look directly into the camera. Because truth needs a face. My name is Claire Monroe, and Lucas Greer stole my invention. For the next 30 minutes, I methodically present my evidence. The prototype videos, the email trails, the testimonials from former colleagues. I explain the failsafe I built into the system, the authentication requirement that bricked all the chips. I didn't want to harm patients, I clarify. The chips were never in danger of misreading medical conditions. They simply stopped working until the real inventor, me, could be acknowledged. What do you say to those who call your actions corporate sabotage? The host asks. I call it self-defense. When someone steals your life's work and erases you from history, you have a right to reclaim your story. My phone buzzes continuously as the interview airs. Social media is exploding. Within hours, Justice for Claire has over 1 million mentions. The world now knows who I am. Lucas's counterattack comes swiftly and viciously. A press release claims I have a history of unstable behavior and corporate theft. A fake criminal record appears online, suggesting I was arrested for hacking at my previous job. But I've anticipated this move. Within hours, I released the surveillance footage from my apartment break-in. The video clearly shows the intruders searching specifically for my tech equipment. Then comes my masterstroke. I publish phone records connecting the break-in directly to a security firm on Grierson's payroll. They didn't just steal my idea, I tell a reporter. They broke into my home to destroy evidence. The police, unable to ignore such public evidence, reopen the investigation. This time, real officers arrive at Grierson headquarters with warrants. Meanwhile, former colleagues begin speaking out. Claire was the most brilliant engineer I've ever worked with, says one. Everyone knew she created the health scan technology. Lucas makes fewer public appearances now. When cameras do catch him, he looks haggard, unshaven. The board has called an emergency meeting to discuss his future. I receive a text from Tracy. They're talking replacement. It's happening. For the first time since this nightmare began, I allow myself a genuine smile. Justice is coming, faster than I expected. But my work is far from finished. Isla's downtown office has become our headquarters. The glass-walled conference room is filled with familiar faces. Noah, who stood up for me, Tracy, who exposed Lucas's lies, and 4 other ex-Grierson employees who reached out after my TV appearance. Welcome to the founding team of Monroe Medical Technology, Isla announces. Each of you is here because you believe in Claire's vision, and because you've proven your integrity. The energy in the room is electric. These aren't just colleagues, they're believers. People who risked their careers to stand for what's right. We spend the day outlining our improved version of the health scan technology. With Noah's engineering skills and Tracy's knowledge of the market, we're making rapid progress. Our chip will do everything the original promised, but better, I explain, sketching on the whiteboard. More sensitive disease detection, longer battery life, and, most importantly, affordable access for all patients, not just the wealthy. As the meeting wraps up, an unmarked envelope arrives at reception. Inside is a single note. They're watching. Again. The handwriting is unfamiliar. I share it with the team, and security is immediately tightened. Lucas is desperate, Noah says. He knows we're building something better than he ever could. I tape the note to my desk as a reminder. Victory isn't secured until we cross the finish line. The Trojan horse is my most elegant strategy yet. Through careful planning, we plant a junior developer named Max inside what remains of Grierson Tech. His mission, feed Lucas exactly what he wants, what appears to be stolen code from our new project. Lucas takes the bait, desperate for a win. He rushes the new technology into production without proper testing, hoping to beat us to market. He thinks he's stealing from us again, I tell my team as we monitor the situation. But what he's actually launching is a sophisticated dud. The code looks legitimate on the surface. It passes basic quality checks, but embedded deep within are deliberate flaws that will cause the system to fail spectacularly when deployed at scale. We watch Grierson's hurried press release announcing HealthScan 2.0. Lucas appears on morning shows claiming a complete rebuild from the ground up. The stock temporarily rallies. Then comes launch day. Hospitals report immediate failures. The chips don't just stop working, they display wildly inaccurate readings. A healthcare conference demonstration ends with the device showing that the perfectly healthy presenter has 6 critical conditions. The footage goes viral. Medical professionals publicly question Lucas's competence. Regulatory agencies announce investigations. Check, I whisper, watching the chaos unfold on multiple news screens. One more move until checkmate. Grierson Tech is imploding. Their stock has plummeted 78% from its peak. Shareholders are filing lawsuits. Major clients have canceled contracts. Journalists camp outside headquarters, hoping to catch Lucas's inevitable downfall on camera. I watch it all from Isla's office while our team finalizes our product launch. The contrast couldn't be more striking. While Lucas's empire crumbles, ours rises. A viral video surfaces. Someone inside Grierson secretly recorded Lucas during an emergency board meeting. His face is red, tie askew, as he pounds the table and shouts, "Get Claire on the phone! I don't care what it takes!" The clip becomes an instant meme. People remix it into songs, add funny captions, use it in TikTok videos. "Get Claire on the phone" trends nationwide. Tracy shows me a message from her former colleague in HR. The board has given Lucas an ultimatum: fix this or resign. He has 48 hours. He's going to call you, Noah predicts during our afternoon meeting. He has no choice. As if on cue, my phone rings. Unknown number. I put it on speaker so everyone can hear. "Claire." Lucas's voice sounds broken. "We need to talk." I catch Isla's eye across the table. She nods slightly. "My office," I reply calmly. "Tomorrow at noon." For once, he doesn't argue. Lucas looks nothing like the confident CEO who stole my invention. His expensive suit hangs loosely on his frame. Dark circles underline bloodshot eyes. He sits across from me in the sleek conference room of what will soon be Monroe Medical Technologies headquarters. "You've made your point," he says, trying to sound commanding but achieving only desperation. "Name your price." I let the silence stretch, enjoying his discomfort. My price? To fix the chips, to call off the lawsuit, to stop. He runs a hand through his disheveled hair. 20 million, plus public credit as co-inventor. Co-inventor? I can't help but laugh. You didn't invent anything, Lucas. Fine, sole inventor. He leans forward. 30 million. Think about it, Claire. You can be set for life. I study him. The man who humiliated me, who tried to erase me, who broke into my home. Now he's offering millions for my silence. Slowly, I slide a document across the table. It's his original NDA, the one he wanted me to sign when he fired me. I've kept it all this time. I don't want your money, I say quietly. I want the world to know exactly who you are. His face darkens. You're making a mistake. I stand up. No, Lucas, I made my mistake when I trusted you. I won't make another. The timing couldn't be more perfect. The same morning that Grierson Tech files for bankruptcy protection, we launch Monroe Medical Technology to the world. Our presentation takes place in a sunlit auditorium packed with medical professionals, investors, and media. I stride onto the stage feeling powerful in my simple but elegant blue dress. The audience falls silent. Today, we revolutionize healthcare. For real this time, I begin. The crowd chuckles, aware of the Grierson disaster. The Monroe chip does everything the HealthScan promised, but with 2 key differences. It actually works, and it's created by the original inventor, with full credit to my brilliant team. I demonstrate the technology, showing how it can detect early signs of disease through simple skin contact. The accuracy readings are off the charts. When I reveal that our production costs are 40% lower than Grierson's estimates, meaning more affordable healthcare for patients, the audience erupts in applause. After the presentation, reporters swarm the stage. Miss Monroe, what will you call this technology? One shouts above the others. I smile, remembering how Lucas erased my name from my own creation. The Monroe chip, I answer confidently, because names matter. In the back of the room, I spot a familiar figure slipping out the door. Lucas came to witness his replacement. I feel no satisfaction in his defeat, only relief that justice has finally prevailed. What we've shown you today is just the beginning, I tell the crowd during our extended demonstration. The large screen behind me displays real-time health data from our volunteer. The Monroe chip can currently detect markers for 50 different diseases, from diabetes to early-stage cancer, all through non-invasive skin contact. Gasps ripple through the audience. A doctor in the front row shakes her head in amazement. This could save millions of lives through early detection, she calls out. Exactly, I agree. And because we've built ethical pricing into our business model, this technology will be accessible to clinics in underserved communities, not just luxury hospitals. I nod to Noah, who presses a button, revealing our 5-year roadmap. By next year, we'll detect 100 conditions. By year 3, we'll have a consumer version that pairs with any smartphone. The energy in the room shifts from excitement to something more powerful. Belief. I can see in their eyes that they're not just witnessing a product launch, they're witnessing a healthcare revolution. Investors surge forward after the presentation, checkbooks practically open. Our initial funding round is oversubscribed within hours. Ela joins me on stage as cameras flash. This is just the beginning, she announces, her arm around my shoulders. Claire Monroe isn't just creating a product, she's creating the future. The audience rises in a standing ovation. 1 year later, I walk through the open workspace of Monroe Medical Technologies headquarters. Sunlight streams through floor-to-ceiling windows, illuminating our team of 60 talented engineers, researchers, and support staff. The diversity is striking. People of all backgrounds and genders working together, each valued for their contributions. I stop at the glass wall separating the main area from our research lab. Etched into the surface are the words that have become our company motto. You can steal my ideas, but you can't replicate my mind. Noah falls into step beside me, tablet in hand. The FDA just fast-tracked our pediatric version, he announces, and hospitals are reporting a 200% increase in early disease detection rates. I smile, thinking about how far we've come. Our technology is now in 500 hospitals nationwide. Lucas has disappeared from public view, reportedly living in a remote part of Europe. A group of journalists waits in the conference room for our scheduled press event. As I approach, a reporter calls out, "Claire, if you could say anything to Lucas Greer now, what would it be?" The room falls silent, waiting for signs of bitterness or triumph. Instead, I think about the journey that brought me here, the betrayal that forced me to become stronger, more determined, more fearless. Thank you, I say simply, for showing me who not to become. I walk into my future, head held high.